Elizabeth Moore's name wasn't well known in the business world. She was a billionaire who preferred to stay out of the spotlight. She existed like a shadow on the boards of major corporations, shaping the futures of the companies she invested in. But for Elizabeth, life wasn't just about power plays in boardrooms. She chose to live a simple life away from extravagance, surrounded by nature. She enjoyed being close to people, seeing their true selves. Perhaps that's why she never revealed her identity or the extent of her power to anyone. When Elizabeth moved to a small seaside town, she kept to the same approach. She left behind her mansion in the city and started living in a modest home. During one of her nature walks, she met Jack, a man who unexpectedly brought color into her life. Jack seemed genuine, or so Elizabeth thought. Over time, their connection grew stronger, and Elizabeth even met his family. Jack's mother, Margaret, and his sister, Sophia, initially appeared warm and friendly, though there was a subtle distance in how they regarded Elizabeth's simple lifestyle. Over the years, Elizabeth and Jack's relationship deepened. Jack often talked about his dreams, climbing the career ladder, building a bigger life. Elizabeth supported his ambitions quietly, staying by his side. Yet, she never told him who she truly was or what she owned. Maybe she wanted to believe that Jack loved her for who she really was, a nature-loving woman named Elisa. Everything changed one evening. When Elizabeth arrived at Jack's house, Margaret opened the door. As she walked into the living room, she found Jack sitting with his mother and sister. Their faces were tense, yet smug. "I have big news today," Jack announced with a victorious smile. "I got promoted. I'm now a department manager. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. Now I can achieve so much more." Elizabeth was about to share in his excitement, but Margaret interrupted. "This is a huge step, Jack. And, of course, someone at this level needs the right kind of partner." Margaret's gaze shifted to Elizabeth, and the weight of her words filled the room. Sophia chimed in. "Exactly. Jack needs someone ambitious and strong by his side. You know, not someone like you." Elizabeth couldn't believe what she was hearing. Jack nodded slightly. "My mom and Sophia are right," he said, his tone calm but cutting. "Elisa, you're a wonderful person, but our worlds are different now. I'm building a bigger life, and being with you, honestly, it's not enough. I need to be with someone who matches my ambitions. I can't live with a hippie anymore." The silence in the room was deafening. Elizabeth could feel the disdain in Jack's eyes, Margaret's condescension, and the arrogance on Sophia's face, all of it crushing her heart. She stood up. She hadn't said a word in response. Without looking back, she walked out the door. That night, as Elizabeth's tears soaked her pillow, one thought consumed her mind. Jack and his family had never truly known who she was. For years, she had hidden her wealth and identity, living as a simple woman named Elisa. But the truth was, Elizabeth Moore was far more than just a nature lover. The company Jack was celebrating his promotion in, it had risen under Elizabeth's shadow. She was its largest shareholder, its most powerful backer. Now, it was time to wield her power. But was this about revenge? Or was it about showing them who Elizabeth Moore truly was? Standing by her window, Elizabeth watched the dark sky. Her eyes gleamed with determination. Nothing would be the same after that night. The next morning, Elizabeth started her day as calmly as always. But this was the first day of a quiet rebellion. While preparing her coffee, she replayed Jack's cold words in her mind. "I can't live with a hippie anymore." A calculated smile formed on her lips. Now she understood just how cruel Jack and his family could be. And they were about to understand the true strength of Elizabeth Moore. Sitting at her computer, she began making calls. Those who knew Elizabeth in the business world recognized her authority with a single word. Her first move was to email the CEO of Jack's company a simple message. "Your new manager's background has come to my attention. Let's discuss." Elizabeth spent the day preparing a detailed file. It contained everything Jack had done to manipulate his way to the promotion, all the unethical decisions he'd made over the years. She had been quietly collecting these details, leaving nothing forgotten. A week later, Tension filled Jack's office. News from upper management had reached him. An internal review was being conducted. Jack's promotion was under scrutiny, and questionable practices in his past projects were surfacing. Rumors spread like wildfire as Jack scrambled to figure out what is happening. One day, a senior executive walked into his office holding a report. "Jack, we need you to explain some things," the executive said, placing the report on his desk. Jack's face went pale when he saw Elizabeth's name on the cover. But this was only the beginning. Elizabeth didn't stop at Jack. She also targeted his family. Margaret and Sophia had, over the years, fabricated stories to manipulate Elizabeth into supporting them financially. Now, Elizabeth used her resources to expose their lies, cornering them socially and financially. Jack's downfall in the corporate world rippled into his family's lives. Margaret and Sophia could feel the silent yet unrelenting power of Elizabeth Moore. One evening, Jack returned to his old home in the seaside town, trying to gather himself. But this time, Elizabeth was waiting for him. Dressed in a sharp black suit, her expression was cold and commanding. She wasn't Elisa anymore. She was Elizabeth Moore. "What do you want?" Jack asked, his voice laced with anger. Elizabeth stepped closer, her calm voice slicing through the tension. "You never really knew me, Jack. But the truth is, you don't even know yourself. I don't need someone like you to tell me who I am. You always wanted more, a bigger life, more power. Well, here it is. And now, you have nothing left to take from me. I've erased you from this game." Jack's face reddened, his eyes wide with shock. You're Elizabeth Moore?" Elizabeth let out a quiet laugh. "Yes. And I'm the largest shareholder in your company. I saw how you clawed your way to that promotion. Now, your career is over. But your biggest loss isn't your job, Jack. It's me." Leaving Jack behind, Elizabeth felt stronger than ever. For her, this wasn't just about revenge, it was justice. Jack and his family had underestimated her, and now they were paying the price. Elizabeth walked away, ready to continue her life with renewed strength and purpose. Jack, meanwhile, would remain a reminder of one unchanging truth: never let anyone make you forget your worth. If you've listened this far, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the story in the comments. Thank you so much for your support.